Recording, share screen. Okay, welcome back, guys. I hope you had a nice weekend. We are back together again. So, much the same. We're going to meet Monday and Thursday. I did put in a lot of grades. I think what I'm going to be putting in is mostly the free response that you're doing. So that's, I put in, I think, 4 or 5 free responses, 5 of them. It is hard for me to keep track of them all. So if you did one and I didn't give you credit for it, please send it to me. A couple of you, if you would like, I'll do another private Zoom after this. I have another class right after, but maybe later on in the day we'll set up some times. So don't hang up. And we can work. We can do these problems together. You can just stay on the Zoom with me and kind of think it through and try the best on your own, and we can work through them. Okay. So, and you can see, I think you're seeing my screen. You see, for next class we will have another free response problem. So pretty much that's what class is going to look like. We'll do stuff together for 45 minutes or so, and then I'll give you a free response to practice things. Yeah, and now let's talk about, so on Friday, they released some information about the AP, and I know 4 of you guys are taking it. So let me just quickly go over that. So your AP will be at 4 o'clock on May 15th. Okay, so on May 15th, 4 o'clock, that is when you guys will be taking it. I know they mentioned doing multiple days, but that's not really happening. Unless you miss it, there is a makeup day, but let's not even worry about that. Hopefully you guys can all make it. So that's the 15th. And here's what the test is going to look like. This is what we're going to be studying for. So the 15th, there's 2 questions. And really, I've been telling you that it would be, I was telling you that it would be 45 minutes, but now they've made it just 40 minutes with a 5-minute break in between to submit your work. So if you needed 27 minutes and you could submit it in only a minute or 2, you're all set. I don't know, you can see these instructions here. I linked to this on the website if you want to look at this later. And this, of course, if you're taking multiple APs, you can see info about every AP. So there's 2 questions. One question, which is going to be 65%, weighted 65%, is about array list. Okay. All right, and it's a little interesting here. Question 1 assesses the ability of students to use expressions, conditional, and iterative statements. That means they're going to have, if the question will have some if-then statements, and it'll have some looping. But I guess within arrays, we pretty much always have that. All right. Write program code to create transverse and manipulate elements in a 1D array or array list objects, array list of objects, it should say. So, kind of like, yeah, you have an array or an array list of, Girl Scout cookie orders, right? Remember that problem? Or used car lot, and you're going through it, right? So that's 65%. 35%, it's a shorter question, so it's counted as less. Method and controls. So they'll have you write a program to create objects of a class and call methods. And we'll look at that more next time. I have a sample. They gave us 2 sample questions. So that's the test, May 15th. So we have over a month. And I think we've covered everything, except, doing these sorts. So really, we're just going to review and do practice problems until then. After the AP, for the next, for the 3 weeks after that, we're going to work on the material that is expected that in an intro programming class, but that we didn't cover because it wasn't on the AP. in particular, interfaces and recursion. Those are the two big topics we haven't done. And those are kind of fun. Okay, so that's the idea. Any questions about the AP? So class until then. And I will be putting, as I said before, the free responses that you do on as credit. If you do them, you're getting full credit. If you put a real attempt to it. Maybe I might send you back having you fix things up, but you can easily get full 100% credit on these, so that can help you a lot. Any questions? Any thoughts? All right. So I wanted to spend some more time on sorts. If you recall last time, well, we did selection sort, right? And right with that, the selection is we select the smallest for the remaining elements, and then we flop it to the beginning. And here's some code. I think I might have to log in here. All right. So I thought I would have saved my logged in. Well, we did selection sort. I hope you remember the gist of that. Again, you're not going to, on the AP and in real life, you're not going to ever program this, but you need to know the ideas of it. You kind of have to understand the code, right? But you won't have to actually write it all. But it's a great thing if you understood that last time. Now we'll do insertion sort. So in insertion sort, right here, if you recall, this is the one where we watched the dancing video of people moving, so we started at person 1, so not person 0, so person 1 until the rest of people. And for each person, we try to get them in the right place of the people that have been before them. So that person looks at everyone looks at the person who came before them, and if they are smaller, they swap places, and this is just the swap. Okay, so and they keep doing that while they're still smaller, and we're not at the beginning of the line because there's nothing before us. So once we get to the beginning of the line, we know we are sorted. So we know we are sorted if we're bigger than the person who came before us, or we got to the beginning. That's insertion sort. Okay, so what I thought would be worthwhile today is we go back to used car lot and do this again. This time we're gonna sort. I guess we did sort by name with selection sort. But when you open it up, it's not going to be there. So we're going to do sort by profit, sort by name with insertion sort now. And someone besides Xander, does someone feel bold enough to share their screen and take charge over here? I want all you guys trying it, but will someone take the helm? I'm going to stop sharing right now. May, are you brave enough to share your screen? Would you mind? Or Abdi? Aris, Gianni, just someone just pull in, share your screen. All right, May, I'll have you do it, and you probably don't have to talk too much. You just do the commands. So yeah, please share your screen, May. I'll wait till you do that. May have started screen sharing. Wonderful. Okay, so what I want everyone to do is go to that same fork that I had before. You don't need to share it with me like last time. That didn't really work out that well, but it still gives you a chance to write code. So I'll give you a minute to get where May is. Yeah, so may go to the browser. Yeah, go to used car lot. Everything we do is going to be under used car lot. And again, I'm just let's just wait a moment so people can get caught up. And I'll give you another 30 seconds. If anyone needs an extra more time, please just put it in the chat. Okay, I'm hoping you're all with me. Okay, so in used car lot, let's go down to sort by profit. And again, we just did this with selection sort. Now we're going to do it with insertion sort. All right. So, and if I pull up, so the idea with selection sort, right, is that I mean, sorry, in insertion sort, we change it so it says use insertion sort. May just bothers me that the comment says selection sort because we're going to do insertion sort. Thank you, May. Line 51. Yep. Okay, so if you remember this one, we start at not the zero sale, the first sale. So let's do a for loop that starts at the zero sale. Your typical for loop but we're going to start at 1 instead of 0. I guess you could start at 0. It doesn't hurt. Let's start, she wants to start at 0. That's fine. It's not going to affect anything. Okay. All right. And I is less than blah, blah, blah. Sorry, our regular for loop, we're going to go through, May is going through every single item. Looking for the name of it. It's called all sales. Great. All right. And she has her open bracket and her closed bracket. Fantastic. So all the stuff that's going to happen. All right. And if you recall from last time, the first thing we did is we created an int that just keeps track of which one we're on. So I think maybe I called it current before. So int current equals I. So we save where we're at. Now is our while loop. So while the current one is more than 0, because if we're at 0, we don't need to do anything. We know we're sorted. So while the current one is greater than 0, and so while current is greater than 0, and the one we're looking at, our current one, the profit for our current one, if it's smaller than the profit for the one that came before us. How do we do that? She has the right idea.
It's compared, no, that'd be stored by name.
Exactly, very good. Yeah, do you see the mistake that she's made? It's a small one. She did a nice job. What is current? What kind of variable is current?
An int.
An int. So I didn't save the sale. I could have done that, but I'm just keeping track of the index. So all sales dot get I. Sorry, get current. No, it's not an array. It's an array list, so I do dot get current. Same idea. So, and then she does get profit. So if all sales, if the profit of our current one is less than the one that came before it, and beautiful. So she's getting the sale of the one before it, and then she does get profit. Beautiful. Right. While that's the case, we want to flip them. So have some brackets there, because we're gonna do a little swap. So what does a swap look like? Well, we need to have temp. What is temp? We need to define temp. It's not an int. It's a sale. Great. Sale temp equals, well, we don't need to create a whole new sale and figure out all the information of it. We're just going to save, maybe we'll save the current one. So we're going to say all sales.get current. So we're just making a backup of it. We backed it up. Now what do we do? Well, we're going to set what was in current to the one before it. We want to do a set. Again, we can't do, I love your idea, but we can't say get equals something else. That just changes it around. So we're going to set, and in parentheses, what location? So we're setting the current location, excellent, comma, in the parentheses, a comma after the T. So we're setting the current, well, it's at the current location with the one that came before it. What came before it? Excellent. Excellent. These are not easy to write, guys. Beautiful. Okay, and then, so she set the current one with the one that came before it. Now she needs to set the one before it to, nice job, May. Good logic. And lastly, does anyone remember the last step in an insertion sort? What do we do still in this while loop? What do we have to do? Great job remembering. So what May's doing is she's saying, all right, now set the current one to the one before. So we just moved, we did a swap, and then we said, hey, the current one is the one that came, that current minus one. What of course, May, how is the quick way of writing that line, just so we don't waste too much time? Minus equals, what's even quicker? That's true, that is quicker. What's quicker than that? Lovely, very good, May. All right, so I think this is it. I think this is it, right? We go through every element each time. We'll move it until it's in its right spot. Okay, so if you run this now, it should print out 2 times. The first time it's not sorted. The second time it is by profit. Scroll up. Sure looks like it's sorted by profit, doesn't it, guys? That wasn't too bad. Nice job. That was very fast. All right. Any questions? All right. I'm going to have someone else do the next one, the sort by name. So, yeah, you can stop. Well, we keep showing it. Keep showing it for a second. Yeah, don't, I'll tell you, let's give everyone another 30 seconds or a minute to get all this down and try it out. And then I'm gonna want one of the other, someone else, Abdi, if you want to jump on the helm, or Arias. I know Gianni was hoping not to.
I had an error that said in current equals I was not allowed.
All right, you want to share your screen? May, you want to stop sharing? Let's look at Xander's and see if we can figure it out.
I think I just need to put spaces in between the.
Spaces actually don't usually matter. Will you share your screen? Let's take a look.
Sure.
Current. All right, let's look at your. A couple of issues, and so May did this a little confusing. She puts her curly brackets on the same line. So after your for statement, there should have been a curly bracket. Yeah, because all that, everything you see there should be in it. Yep, and then close it eventually. Great. Okay, that probably won't fix our issue. Can't find, oh yeah, we're better now. So temp is a sale. So before the word temp, we got to put its type anytime. So we've declared it. We got to say it is of type sale. Now run it. Let's see if we're good now. That's not right. So I'm looking at the profit and it's not in order, is it?
Nope.
All right, let's go through the logic of it, what we see here. So the for loop is the for loop at the top is going through every sale. Int current is I, while current is greater than 0 and all sales.getI.get profit is less than the profit of the one that came before. Well, we save the one before and then we set it to the one. We save current and we set that location.
Wait.
Oh,
So I think I'm set. This should just be current, right? Not current minus 1, or maybe. No, that doesn't make any sense. That should be current.
yeah, current, it is current minus 1. Yeah. I see nothing wrong. Is May, you just did this successfully. Do you see any issue? I don't see any issue with it. Oh, it says get I.get profit. Should be get current .get profit in the while loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want it to be while the current one, whatever our current one that we're looking at.
Aren't they the same?
What's that?
Basically, aren't they the same though?
They are the first iteration, but then that while loop happens many times every time current goes down. Now we're good.
Okay.
So they're the same the first time around.
Isn't it just like you got to put a couple comparatives in this line and you're good for it for the?
It's yes, it's totally true. Yeah, there's not much of a difference. Should we just skip it then?
We can do it. Yes.
All right. So Xander's been nice enough to take the helm here. So it's very small changes, right? So we're going to, yeah, where's the change going to be? So all sales.get current, that's a whole sale. We're looking at the name, so we got to do .get seller name.
Right.
Not there.
So it's like a current.
Yes.
Get
But compared to is it, so all sales dot get current gets a sale, and we do dot get seller name, which gets a string. And on that string, we want to do dot compare to. So just add it, make it a dot compare to. Yep. And so compare to all sales dot, oh, no, don't close it. Yeah. And if when we compare to, it's less than 0. This is nasty.
not be here.
I think so, yeah. So it's less than 0, it means it came before, which means we're out of order. We need to flop it. All right. And that's the idea here. Okay. So I thought that would take longer. What I think we're going to do next time is, well, let me take the helm. Does anyone have any questions before I move on? Let me put the chat up here. Chat, any questions? 256 tabs. Which page? Oh, just may have lots of tabs. Anyone have a any questions? Any issues with that? So, all right, let me share my screen again and let's start talking. So as I was saying, selection sort and insertion sort are two of the more easy to understand sorts. They're still hard to do, but they're easy-ish to understand, right? And in the real world, no one ever searches this way, or no one ever sorts this way. And the problem is it's very slow. It takes roughly n squared comparisons. So n squared comparisons. Both of them do. If you think about it, you know, for every value, you're looking at all the rest of the values. That's n values, you're looking at, you know, n minus 1 values each time. So that's a lot of comparisons, n squared. And it turns out there are much better ways of sorting, okay? And we'll see, maybe we'll code one next week. I'm not sure, let's see how things shake out. But I just want to show you a quick video of comparing sorts because they're kind of be kind of fun. And then maybe we watch a dance or something because, oh, I love the dancing. All right, so.
We already watched the dance.
There are lots of dances. Visualization and comparing sorts. Let's see. All right, so if you see, so in the, I'll start this over. So they randomly generated data, and we can see in the upper left and upper right are the selection and insertion sorts. And we see a whole lot of other sorts, right? Quick sort, merge sort, heap sort, cocktail sort, I never heard of that, comb sort. And let's just play it so we get a sense of how long it takes. So you can see insertion, the one we just did, has all of these in order already, right? Because every time it just moves it into place. So yeah, let's keep watching. See selection sort in the upper left is looking for the lowest each time and puts it in place. Notice the two that we worked on are still going. A lot of them have already finished. So in the time that like a quick selection sort has done so little, these other sorts have managed to finish. In theory, insertion selection will finish at about the same time. It doesn't look like it now, does it?
What's a quick sort?
All right. Wow, so selection was much slower this time. So clearly, they're really inefficient. All right. Let's look at a fun sort. Merge sort and quick sort are really fun. Let's either Let's watch a video and see if we can get a sense of what's happening, and then maybe we could. Oh, this is fun too. I love this robot. It's always fun doing it.
Cocktail sort? What's that?
What's that? I've never heard of it. I have no idea. All right, so these are videos where they have the robots doing sorts. The robots move at the same speed, and they're doing two very quick, very fast sorts. See if you get a sense of what I kind of want. So it says merge. Oh yeah,
That's the
merge
previous
sort and
one.
quick sort. Let's see if you can get a sense of what they're doing. All right, that's the old one. Introducing merge sort. See if you can get a sense of what's happening.
Let's assume the left half of our input somehow miraculously gets sorted. And so does the right half. Can we use this to quickly reach a fully sorted list? Note that simply interleaving the two sequences doesn't work. Instead, we'll employ a more clever technique called merging. We compare the first two elements and remove the darker one. We repeat this again and again until one side becomes empty, and then simply remove what remains. This process produces the elements in sorted order. Now our robot will perform this merging algorithm. Being short-sighted, it must bring the objects close to its eyes. When merging is done, the balls are pushed back to the bottom shelf, and the sort is complete. Now let's get back to a random permutation. To perform the merge algorithm, we need the two halves to be sorted. Instead of relying on miracles, we'll sort each half ourselves. We'll do it using merge sort. We'll split each half in half again and again until we reach sequences of size 1. These are already sorted. And now we can work our way back up again.
So does that make sense? So what they did, they split the 8 balls into 2 piles of 4, and then each pile of 4 gets split into 2 piles of 2, and then each pile of 2 gets into 2 piles of 1. Once they have groups of 1, each group of 1 is sorted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy idea. Like that one ball is sorted, and then
Is this
yeah.
quicker than anything? Like, is that ever
It's
quick?
super quick. Yeah.
It's quicker than insertion?
Way quicker. Yeah, we could watch a video of it happening.
Reach a fully sorted sequence. 2 sequences of size 1 can be merged using a single comparison, creating a sorted sequence of size 2. Now that we have 2 of these, we can merge them into a sequence of size 4. And so on.
So merge
Both
sort.
robots performed 19 comparisons, but quicksort did it more efficiently.
Did anyone notice how quicksort did it?
I was watching, but I couldn't really tell.
It's pretty awesome. So merge sort is a super cool sort, right? But it even got beat by quicksort. And let's just watch quicksort, and I want to have someone tell me what happens. Okay, let's watch that again. what is that robot? What does she know about the one that just she just put that thing and hit that button? What does that mean?
She knows it's the right place, I guess.
Yes, she knows it's in the right place. When she hit that button, she knows it's in the right place, right? So, and what else does she know? Where does she put it right in that spot? I mean,
She takes one of the first ones and places it all the way at the end.
So at this point in time, what does she know? She knows this ball's in the right spot. What does she know about the rest of the balls?
The relative to that one.
Okay, relative to that one, she knows that these 4 balls on this side, they all are going to be, to the left of that dot, and these are darker, so they're on that side. She knows that, right? So yeah. So what she does each time is she takes one random ball she just picked up this one, and she's now seeing if it should be on the left or the right side of this ball. She's comparing, it stays on that side. Oh, it's lighter. And now she puts it back over there. She knows that one's in the right spot. So, and this is only a ball of 1. She knows that's in the right spot. It's kind of cool. Maybe we'll do heap or quick sort next week together. I think Thursday. Maybe it's kind of fun.
So what, you just find the exact middle, and then once you do that, you just...
No, that wasn't the exact middle. She just, she got lucky and happened to choose one, but she just picks a random ball out and seeing, and if she does a good job, it's gonna, if she gets lucky, it'll be more close to the middle, right? But it's not the end of the world if it's not. And she figures out, where does that one go? And then she'll know if it's on one side or the other. Yeah. So let's see. I'm just last thing we do, and then I'll call it a day. Let's see someone. Oh no, we wanted a quick sort. We kind of. All right. Let's watch a good old video for. So the 3 is comparing himself to everybody. So she was choosing a random one, and they're just starting with the first one and seeing how he compares to everybody.
You could do that, since 3 wouldn't necessarily be 0.
Exactly. And number 2 knows that he's supposed to be on the other side of 3. Fun watching these guys dance. Isn't this bizarre? So at this point in time, we know the 3 is in the right spot, and these guys have to be on the left of him, and these 6 are on the right of him, and I think you get the idea. We know number 2 is in his place. All right. Hopefully you can see that it's way faster. It's a much smarter way of sorting. It is a little more complicated. I'd like to try one of those next week, or on Thursday, I think. Let me explain what I want you doing in the rest of our class time for today, tomorrow or Wednesday here. So I wanted to do one of one of those practice problems they mentioned in the AP. So it's if you click on that link, this is their guide for the test. It's super far down. I believe I said page 209. So you got to scroll all the way down to 209. It's actually a really easy problem. I'm surprised this is what their demo is. I think you'll find it really easy. Ooh. 206, 207, 208, 209. This is it. All right, free response question 3 on the AP exam. The gizmo class represents gadgets that people purchase. Okay. Gizmos are electronics. Some are electronics, some are not. Partial definition is shown. There's a get maker method, is electronic method, returning Boolean. There's an equals method that's going to return true or false if it's equal to another one. Right. Online purchase manager class manages a sequence of objects, gizmo objects that an individual has purchased. So there's an array list of gizmo purchases, right? It's called purchases. You need to write these 2 methods. That's it, okay? So send me that through email, and I think you'll find it's not that much. I think you know, a lot of you will do this in 15, 20 minutes. If people want an extension, I'll throw on an extension because I feel like a lot of you will get through this in 15 or 20 minutes, and I want a little bit more challenge for you. But this is what's going to go in the grade book. All right. A bunch of you are missing problems, you know, from the last couple of weeks. I would love to work with you. One student already mentioned I'm going to set up a time with them. So I will send you a reminder of a time right now that we can meet. So keep a lookout for that, and we can work in Zoom together on some problems. Okay. Any questions or thoughts before I stop the session? Anything else you'd like to talk about? And we could look at the cocktail sort. I've never even heard of that. There's so many different sorts. It's kind of amazing. It's amazing how people really think of everything. Who's guessed one? That's me. I have 2 computers here, so I can do one thing and look at comments on the other side. Not getting Zoom bombed, I guess. Any other thoughts? Okay. Have a nice afternoon. Again, a few people I'm going to be sending reminders to schedule a time with me. Please respond right back so I can set you up on a calendar. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys later.